Hello, and welcome to another edition of Your Bridge to Addiction Resources. My name is Yvonne Stroman. I'm the Community Program Specialist at the Council on Chemical Abuse, and we are here today to talk about education in our schools and communities. And with me this morning, I have Dr. Jill Hackman. Dr. Hackman and I have known each other for several years now. I served as a board member and a representative for the Reading School District on the BCIU board, and so that is where I actually initially met Dr. Hackman. So Dr. Hackman, welcome.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us this morning. How are you today?
Great. Thank you for having me. This is truly an honor to be here with you.
Awesome. So Dr. Hackman, can you share with us what your role is in the community as a board member as well as executive director?
Yes. Well, thank you again for having me here today. And as serving on the Council on Chemical Abuse board has truly been an honor, but also a win-win-win for us. Having the information, being able to work with the team and Mr. Vogel and his team at COCA really gives us information through the Berks County IU that we can share with our school district partners, whether it's our 18 public schools, our charter schools, our non-public schools. So just having that information really helps everyone involved.
So, and in your role as executive director, can you kind of share with us about your responsibilities at the IU?
Yeah, we really see ourselves as a service provider, someone that can offer information and serve as a resource for our school districts so that they can successfully touch the lives of the 66,000 students that we have here in Berks County, that's teachers and administrators serve on a daily basis.
Yeah, 66,000 is a large number,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And you're no stranger to the education field. You were a special education teacher for the Lancaster School District, and so can you just kind of talk about your experience as a teacher and then as an administrator, and really how prevention education has transcended over those years?
Yes. So for the past 25 years, I've been in education and started off as a special education teacher. And I say once a teacher, always a teacher. And for the past 20 years, I've been in administration, and both in urban, rural, and suburban settings. So I've really had the diversity of the school settings and the different challenges that are presented in each. Mm-hmm. But the one thing I would say that we've seen a major shift in regards to prevention education has been we have much more confidence to have the conversation in the last 5 to 10 years. Mm-hmm. We have more data, we have more information that's research-based related to prevention programs that have a great impact on our young people that we serve daily. Mm-hmm. So that's been the number one shift that we've seen over the past 5 or 10 years is being equipped with information, which is very powerful, that can help us serve our students.
That's wonderful. And I also know that the IU provides, you're like a support network also to schools. And lately, you know, sometimes we hear about unfortunate situations that occur in schools. And, you know, the Berks County Intermediate Unit is really pivotal in making those connectors with making sure that school districts have the assistance that they need to better serve our young people. Can you talk about the value in that? I mean, it is I know that school districts really look to the IU for that leadership.
Great. We assess on a regular basis whether it's in a crisis situation or long-term, some visionary planning in regards to what the school districts need to serve their students. And we serve as that hub or that resource within the community that as the go-to place. And if we don't have the information, we have so many community partners, COCA being one of them, that is a resource for us that if you need that intervention or treatment stage, we know where to go to. And so again, we really place a lot of value and that we're going to serve as that kind of wheelhouse for school districts to come to, and we forged a lot of relationships and really focused a lot on the prevention side now because we know that there's the research out there that our efforts can pay great dividends if we put it on the front end versus reacting on the back end.
Yeah, that's great. That's a really good point. And when we talk about some of those curriculums that are in the schools, that being evidence-based, can you talk about why it's important that it's evidence-based curriculum versus something that, you know, an individual might be having an idea at home to say, well, why can't we do this? Why evidence-based versus something that might be innovative?
Well, and again, you can find 1,000 programs to address an area, and what that could be conflict management, that could be dealing with drugs or alcohol, but you want a program that's going to be vetted by the experts, and that there are data points that are going to say, this is research-based, it does have value, has a meaningful impact, and is going to pay great dividends for us. But really looking for the experts in the field who have gone through the programs. So you take the life skills program, for example. We know that that's evidence, research-based, program-wise. So then school districts are going to look and say, this is something that we want to invest in, that we're going to put the time, the energy, and the money into such a program.
Yeah.
And those programs still require that training, that technical assistance, which COCA provides for the school districts across the county. But that evidence-based, research-based is such a critical piece to guide us, because that's not our area of expertise.
Right.
So we're really looking for those in the field that have that training and expertise to help navigate that for us.
Yeah, and I know that the BCIU has been very helpful in kind of developing the collaborations between the Council on Chemical Abuse and the area school districts, even as it relates to sometimes training and teachers being trained to facilitate something like life skills. And while on one hand, I think teachers probably thinking it's one more thing to add onto our plate, can you talk a little bit about any feedback that you've gotten from school districts as it relates to the value of the implementation of something like life skills or Project Towards No Drugs?
Yeah. And I'm pleased to report that the school districts really don't see it as one more thing.
Okay.
They see it as, how can this be part of or integrated into what we do every day?
Awesome.
Because that's truly the part about, when you think about prevention, it's not a one-time lesson. That can set the stage as a springboard, but it really needs to be part of everyday life, and how they can integrate that into, whether that's an English class, a health and PE class.
Okay.
So really the integration is a critical piece that I see our school districts have viewed it as, not as an addition. And if our students aren't mentally prepared or healthy from a mental health perspective, then they're going to struggle no matter what we're teaching them. So that whole mental health side and making sure students are ready to learn, we see that as a critical partnership with COCA, of saying they have the right skills to be ready to learn.
Yeah, that's a really great point, that, you know, in terms of being able to facilitate or youth learning about the ABCs, they really have to be prepared in which to do that. And so it sounds like the integration of those curriculums really help the student not only excel, but it also helps them to be able to make decisions down the road. And so the IU is very helpful in being able to facilitate those initiatives. And you also have representation on some of the community task force. I know that the IU is present on our suicide prevention task force. And so talking about the importance of that collaboration, where do you see the Berks County Intermediate Unit going in terms of working and partnering and collaborating further with the county services?
Yeah. And when we think of the work that we do with COCA, with MHDD, and the whole mental health side of things, the continuing with education and getting information out there. We have an annual Keeping Kids Safe Symposium that COCA has been instrumental and has been a partner with us. We offered a mother's voice, which really took it from a parent's perspective, which was powerful when teachers and educators and administrators hear it from parents, hear it from students, from their voice. It's real and really can be changing, life-changing for those who are in the classroom. So as an IU, we look to continue to serve as that liaison, to have that collaboration, those community partners. We've forged a lot of relationships that have paid great dividends across the county. So we'll continue with the professional development, the technical assistance, and coordinating that, but with our community partners who are the experts and can provide the resources and the contacts for us.
Well, thank you, Dr. Hackman. Thank you so much for having the time to come in and share with us your expertise in the education field, but also it really does resonate in terms of collaboration. Partnering is very very, very important if we're going to see any type of community level change. And so that's just wonderful. What is the one thing that you would like to kind of resonate with our viewers about? If there's any one thing that you can kind of just spin off on and just let folks know as it relates to education, prevention education, and partnering.
I would encourage all educators and for all of us to continue to have the confidence to have the conversation. That idea and focusing in on prevention, because the more we put on the front end and front load the information from a prevention side, the goal is not to have as much need for the intervention and the treatment. And again, recognizing the resources are here. That is one thing that has been powerful in my role as executive director, is knowing this community has so many resources available for the school community when we think about the value that you can add and offer through the Council on Chemical Abuse, the mental health, developmental disabilities, and just to name a few. So really to have the confidence to have the conversation and recognize that we can pay and have great impact and meaningful value if we really hone in on that prevention side.
That's great. I love it. Confidence to have the conversation. I love it. Well, Dr. Hackman, again, thank you. Thank you for joining me this morning. And if you would like more information about the Council on Chemical Abuse, please visit our website at www.cocaberks.org or contact us at 610-376-8669. We thank you for joining us. My name is Yvonne Stroman. This is your Bridge to Addiction Resources. Have a great day.
Check back every week for a new story with your Bridge to Addiction Resources. You can call 610-376-8669 or visit online at cocaberks.org. COCABERKS.org. Be sure to like and follow the Council on Chemical Abuse on Facebook and Twitter.